Moving on, notable timelines. We truly believe here on the TVC Breakfast Show that time is of the essence. The past, the present, and of course, the bright future. Now, this segment, as you know, is called Notable Timelines, reminding you of who, what, and where. A quiet, heavy grief settled over London yesterday as family, friends, and the boxing community gathered to remember Sina Ghami and Abdul Latif Latz Ayodele, two close confidants of former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Now, the janaza, the funeral prayer for both men, was held at the London Central Mosque, drawing mourners who came to honor lives that mattered deeply, not just to Anthony Joshua, but to everyone who knew their role behind the scenes. Now, Ghami and Ayodele lost their lives in a road crash in Nigeria last Monday, and Anthony Joshua was also involved in the incident, but he survived with minor injuries. Earlier on Sunday, Anthony Joshua broke his silence with a simple but powerful tribute, sharing images with grieving relatives and the words, "I am my brother's keeper." Now, this was his first public message since the tragedy occurred. Their remains were repatriated to the UK ahead of the funeral rites, and Ghami's burial followed later at Hendon Cemetery with a joint wake held in northwest London. Now, both men were widely regarded as pillars within Joshua's inner circle. They were trusted, loyal, and instrumental to his journey, and their passing has cast a shadow over what should have been a celebratory chapter in the boxer's life. And in moments like this, we're reminded that the spotlight fades, and what remains is friendship, loss, and the quiet weight of those who walked the journey together. On behalf of TVC Communications, we felicitate not just with Anthony Joshua, but with the families of the deceased. May God give you comfort in this hard time. Before I hand over to my very capable colleagues, I'd love you all to please chime in on this segment, perhaps with tributes, Nigerian tributes for the late confidants of Anthony Joshua. Thank you so much, team. This story really took us by storm over the holidays. I mean, two young men, traveling on our roads, passed away. But what is important now is the reforms and the mechanisms that we put in place to prevent this sort of thing occurring again, because it could have been Anthony Joshua. Right now, we could have been mourning a world heavyweight champion. This is not to say that one life is more important than the other, but we have to put mechanisms in place. Their lives didn't have to be lost. I'm short of words.
Mr. Biodo.
Yeah, well, for me, I think it's quite sad that we've lost these two gentlemen, and Joshua himself got injured in that accident. But for me, the most important thing for people to remember, particularly younger people, is always remember one thing. There's nothing to gain from overspeeding. You need to consider your life. You need to consider your loved ones. You also need to remember, particularly if you're a celebrity, that other people who you have never met in your life will also be affected by whatever happens to you. For me, I think I just cannot explain people who came from United Kingdom who are used to the idea of speed limit, who knows, you have to drive safe and all that. And why would they choose to go, driving on the road to the extent of trying to overtake through the shoulder before the accident happened? So I'm not surprised the Nigerian police force has arrested the guy for investigation or possible trial.
It's a very sad one. This story threw me, off my feet, even over the holidays. I would say I didn't really enjoy my holidays because of this story. When I saw the impact on the car, Olamide, all I could think of is what kind of speed is this? Because we cannot deny that that car was moving really fast. But the deed has already been done, and it will be, insensitive to start putting blame games. It's really sad that these two men that flew the plane, they walked and came to Nigeria, were now taken back as cargo back to London. I think that really broke my heart. Anthony Joshua is going to be very, very traumatized. I just, my condolences to him, and I just pray that God will see him through this. I hope he gets the right therapy. These people were very, very close to him. Everywhere he went, these people were with him. So imagine losing, your two close people the same day, and you were there as well. Gory images from what happened to them. My condolences to the family.
Beyond being close to Anthony Joshua, they're also close to a whole lot of people's hearts, because Ghami, Ayodele, these were great philanthropists. They've helped a whole lot of people, built different institutions, hospitals, and all of that, reaching to the needy. Anthony Joshua came to Nigeria, to marry with his family. This is a ritual that he does, year in, year out, against the backdrop of defeating who was this guy that he broke his jaw? I've forgotten his name.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul. So, but all the same, it has happened. We pray that God repose the soul or souls of the departed, console Anthony Joshua, his family, and every other person, and also to the Nigerian nation.
And
we just hope that we can do better.
Yes, absolutely. A bigger worry here, and something that we have to talk about, is that you have so many global superstars of Nigerian heritage who want to come back and learn their roots and give back to their father country. And they hear stories like this and they're discouraged. You know, there's this rhetoric.
No. It's not about coming to Nigeria. It's about the reckless driving of the driver.
It was actually.
You understand? You had Mr. Ashomi, describing how that's actually happened.
Let's calm down. What I'm saying, this is what we know. We understand that it was the reckless driving that caused this. But what I'm saying is that the narrative out there, some public sentiment, people are saying this is why I don't come back home, and I'm trying to.
You can't help it. You can't help it. It happens everywhere. It happens in the UK, US,
shame on every Nigerian that said Nigerian happened to them. Nigeria happened to them, because we are very fast to demarcate ourselves. It had nothing to do with that. The roads were good, and this is not me speaking for Ogun State whatsoever. But we could see the roads. We could see where the truck was parked. So the driver really needs to answer a lot of questioning, because Nigeria didn't happen to them. He was driving recklessly. The impact on that car, for that kind of car to have that kind of impact, it means that you were going on a lot of speed. So let's not blame everything on Nigeria. Yes, we know that we have our shortcomings, but as Nigerians as well, we need to do better.
Absolutely. And this happens everywhere. In the UK, in the US, we've seen celebrities involved in car crash, So many things happen.
Look,
but one thing, we just have to be very careful on the roads.
It's quite clear, Olamide, that you cannot overtake on the right. You cannot overtake on the shoulder. These are basics, globally.
The driver has a lot to answer to.
It's not only that. This truck or trailer that they ran into was stationary. So for me, it's quite clear that the driver was reckless, and
he didn't even have a license according to.
And the license has expired also. So there are a lot of issues around it.
We can go on and on about it, but basically, for that kind of impact, it means that you were going on a very, very high speed. We wish them the very best, and I hope that the Nigerian police will really, really dig into it. Olamide, thank you for those stories, quite great stories. Well, this is where we have to close the curtain. Let's let you know that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection whatsoever with TVC. Up next is Your View with the most beautiful ladies, and just after that is This Morning with Yori Folarin. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early. Good morning.